Okay, let's begin. Hi, good morning, beautiful people. This is Marcus, and today I'm leading this practice of Power Vinyasa. So it's a great way to start your morning. We'll get moving and we'll get sweaty. I strongly encourage you to take a sip of water before we begin. It's going to be a challenging session, so you might get thirsty later on. So please take a sip of water now before you start. And we'll get started standing up. So first, let's warm up the body and let's do a little bit of side bends. So inhaling, circling the arms down, around and up. And exhaling, bending to the left. And inhaling, come back to center. Exhaling, bending to the right. It's nice to bend in the morning. Inhaling, come back to center. And exhale, bend to the left again. Inhaling, come back to center. And exhale to the right. Arms down. This time we'll do a little bit of a back bend. So don't push your body too hard. Just go where your body flows. Inhaling, circling the arms down, around and up. Palms touching together, looking up. Inhaling and slowly bending to the back. And exhale, back to center. Always follow your gaze so your eyes will lead the way. And again, inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, slowly bend backwards, slowly. And come back to center. And let's do a little bit of Vinyasa. So inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, swan dive forward, forward fold. The first fold of the day. So maybe sway your hips from side to side. Feeling your hamstrings. Mine are kind of stiff this morning. So maybe pedal the legs. And then inhaling, look forward, flat back. Just a little bit of forward gaze. And exhale, stepping the left foot back, followed by the right. Beginners can put their knees down. And exhaling, come down to Chaturanga. Inhaling, metatarsals down, lifting the thighs up. Upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now take your time here. And we will warm up the body before we go into the meat of the flow. Engage your core, knitting the ribs in, pulling the seat up high to the ceiling. And stepping forward to the top of the mat. As you inhale, bending the legs strongly into chair pose, lifting the arms up. Make sure that you can still see your toes through your knees. Sit low as you can. Challenge yourself. This helps us warm up the thighs, warm up the body, and challenge your focus. And inhale, come up. Hands to prayer position at the heart center. Now inhaling again. This time, arms up. And make a figure four with your legs. So the right leg stacking on top of the knees. Make sure that the ankle is beyond the left knee. And your toes and your feet is flexed. So all the toes are pointing in front of the mat. If your balance is challenged, just hang on to the side room or come close to the wall and support yourself. So this will help us warm our glutes, challenge your balance. You can stay here in this position or maybe arms up for a little bit more of a challenge. And inhaling, come up, both feet down, arms down. Let's do another round of Vinyasa, circling the arms down, around and up. And exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Now beginners, if you have difficulty in folding, just hang on to your shin or maybe use some blocks beside your feet and just enjoy the fold. Let your head hang. We are always tensing up our necks, straining in front of the computer, or just doing something on your mobile or tablet. So this time, just let go of the head. Back of the head is straight. Head is just falling down, getting pulled by gravity. And inhaling, look forward, just about 1.5 feet in front of you, so you don't strain your neck. And exhale, stepping the left foot back, stepping the right foot back. Go to plank first, and exhale, come down to chaturanga. Inhaling, metatarsus down, opening the chest to upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Now by this time your body feels warm. You might also be breaking a sweat just like I am. Stay with your breath. Now this time, let's walk to the top of the mat. We'll do figure 4 in chair pose for the other leg. So inhaling, circling the arms down, around and up, and figure 4 with this time the left leg. So the ankle is just beyond the right knee. Keep the toe flexed. And exhale, hands down. Back to forward fold. Let's do another round of Vinyasa. Inhaling, coming up to Tadasana, arms raised. And exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling, look up, flat back. Exhaling, stepping back, plank pose, chaturanga, upward facing dog on your inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. Feel your body getting warm. We're getting ready to come into the meat of our practice. Stay with your breath. Now this time, let's come down to tabletop position. And let's warm up the wrist a little bit because we're going to do some planks. So the wrist should be stacked beneath the shoulders and your knees should be stacked below the hips. Pressing the floor away with your knuckles. We're going to do some knuckle push-ups. So lifting the wrist while keeping the knuckles in contact with the mat. And wrist down. Inhaling, wrist up. Exhaling, wrist down. And one more time on your own. This strengthens the wrist before we practice. So it is always important to do your wrist warm up. And then we'll do some circling movements. 2 rounds. And switch to the opposite direction. Now this time, have the fingers facing each other and maybe swing from side to side. Try to keep the wrist down as you do so that you get the most benefit of this warm-up. And then let's have the fingers facing towards the body. Now if this is a little bit too hard, you can try to move the hips back closer to the heels. And then let's just rock forward and back. Just a little stretch, a gentle movement for your wrist. Just trying to waking it up before we do more difficult asanas. And then to the side, so fingers pointing to the side, and again swinging from left to right. Okay, and then let's just come back to normal tabletop position. Now this time let's warm up our shoulders, our scapula. So we're going to do some scapular push-ups. So on your inhale, dipping the shoulder blades together just a little bit, inhaling, feeling that the shoulder blades are squeezing towards each other, like holding a pen in between. And exhaling, pushing the floor strongly away, so providing more space between the scapular blades. And again, inhaling. Actively engage the shoulder blades when you inhale. Imagine that there's a pencil or a pen in between, and you're trying to hold it in place. And exhale, push the floor away, opening the shoulder blades to the back. And one more time on your own. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Now let's challenge a little bit of our core, because we're going to do that later on with planks. So this time, let's do a little bit of bird dog. So on your inhale, lifting the left leg up, and then lifting the right arm forward. And keep your gaze maybe on the floor, or look forward towards your hand. And exhale, hands and feet down. Other side, inhaling, lifting the right leg up, and lifting the left arm forward. One full breath and exhale. 2 more times on your own. Inhaling, challenge your balance. Feel that the core is strongly engaged when you're in this pose. And exhale. Inhale. So knit the ribs in to keep your balance. And exhale. Remember to keep the toes flexed, so all the fingers of the toes are pointing down on the mat. And one last. And exhale. And then let's do a little bit of spinal mobility, tucking the toes, inhaling to cow pose, and exhaling, untuck the toes, rounding the back, keeping the core engaged to cat pose. And then once again, inhale, tucking the toes, shine the heart forward with your inhale to cow pose, and untuck the toes, round the back like a Halloween cat. And one more time on your own, opening the chest here. Okay. Now we're ready for some more power movements. This time let's do sun salutation A for 3 rounds. So from here, just step your feet forward at the top of the mat. Inhaling, moving the body 1 vertebra at a time. Come to Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up, palms together, and exhale. So on that, forward and fold. Inhaling, flat back. Then you can step back or jump to Chaturanga. And inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Now stay here for 5 breaths, making each breath count. Downward dog is a resting pose, so you should feel rested here. If you have difficulty keeping your balance or you're sliding off the mat, just hold the edges of the mat, so opening the arms wide as the mat. Just grip the edges so that you don't slip. And while you do this, still actively engage your legs, feeling that your kneecaps are lifting up. And on your next in-breath, just walk the feet forward at the top of the mat and fold. Inhaling, lifting the body up one vertebra at a time. Come back to Tadasana. Second round, inhaling, arms up, palms together, and exhaling, swan dive forward, forward fold. Look forward, flat back, jump or step back to Chaturanga. Inhaling, pushing the body up to upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Feel that the body is already opening up, feeling the warmth inside. Actively engage the arms, strongly pushing the floor away with the arms. Maybe try to lift up the wrists. You challenge the strength of your upper body. On your next in-breath, walking to the top of the mat. Exhaling, fold forward. And inhaling, coming back up to Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up, palms together. Exhale, fold forward. When you fold forward, try to hinge from your hips. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, feel free to generously bend the legs. Use a block to support you. When you bend the legs, have the thighs in contact with your belly. And look forward, flat back, step or jump back to Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Keep the legs engaged, thighs off the floor. And exhale, downward facing dog. Two more breaths. And slowly walk the feet forward. Forward fold in your exhale. Then inhale, lifting the body up. And next we will do 3 rounds of Sand Salutation B. So this time we begin by chair pose. Inhaling, the arms up, bending the legs strongly. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now this time on your next inhale, slightly put the left foot at a 45-degree angle, stepping the right foot in between the hands like you're doing a lunge, and lifting the body up to Warrior 1. Actively engage your left leg so that it should remain straight and the right knee is facing forward at the room. And exhale, framing the foot down, stepping back. Exhale to Chaturanga. Remember, beginners can always just drop their knees in Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Just make every breath count. If you feel like you're getting tired, just stay a little bit longer in downward facing dog before we move on. Now this time, the right foot moves 45-degree angle and step the left foot in between the hands. If you cannot step your foot, just help your foot or shimmy it in place in between your hands and firmly root the right foot on the mat. Getting ready, inhale for warrior one. Arms up, actively engage the body, pulling the belly in, right leg straight. Left knee is at a 90-degree angle, and exhale, cartwheel the arms down, stepping the left foot back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now stay here for 5 breaths. Sun salutation B is always more challenging than sun salutation A, but it really gets the body warm. And it's like a cardio on itself already. One more breath. And as we exhale, stepping the foot forward at the top of the mat. Now this time we're coming back to chair pose with an inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, fold. And inhaling, lifting the body up, back to Tadasana. Now we have 2 more rounds of sun salutation B. Get ready. Inhaling, arms up, bending the legs strongly. For chair pose, always check that you can see your toes from your knees. Keep the knees moving towards the midline. Don't let them splay. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling to flat back. Step or jump back to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Let's get ready for warrior one. Placing the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Stepping the right foot forward in between the hands. Inhaling, lifting the body up. Feel that your body is getting pulled to the back room instead of forward. So don't bend forward. And exhaling. Arms down. Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. It's very challenging. Right side now. Right foot 45-degree angle. Stepping the left foot forward. Keeping it at the 90-degree. Inhaling. Body up. And exhale. Cartwheel the arms down. Stepping the left foot back. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. On your exhale. 5 breaths here. Now inhaling, walking forward to the top of the mat. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, chair pose. But this time, your legs should be getting stronger now. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, lifting the body up, back to Tadasana. One last round. Inhaling the arms up, bending the legs to chair pose. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling to flat back. And exhale, jump or step back to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Left foot, 45-degree angle now. Right foot steps forward, inhaling to warrior 1. And exhale, arms down. Step the right foot back. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time, right foot at a 45-degree angle. Stepping the left foot in between the hands. Inhaling up the body, arms up. Actively engaging the legs. And exhale. Stepping the left foot back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. You're doing great. Keep it up. 5 breaths here. And stepping the feet forward, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, chair pose. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, coming back up to Tadasana, 1 vertebra at a time. Now this time, let's step the right foot back. We're going to do warrior 3. So stepping it back, just as wide as warrior 1. Hands to the hips. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the right foot up parallel to the mat, like we're in a flying position. Keep the left toe firmly rooted on the ground, bending the body forward, hinging at the hips. And exhale. Plant the feet down and step both feet beside each other. Come back to Tadasana. 1 full breath here. And this time let's do the other side, firmly rooting the right foot on the mat, stepping the left foot back just as wide as warrior 1. And then slowly, hands on the hips, slowly hinging the weight forward and trying to lift the left foot up like we're in an airplane position. Keep the toes flexed, all toes pointing down. And exhale, come down. Now this time, we're in this position. The left foot at a 45-degree angle. The right foot is pointing to the top of the mat. Arms to the side. Let's do triangle pose. And exhale, moving the body towards the right side. Avoid collapsing the body altogether. Just moving the stretch. And drop the hands down where it lands. You can hold the block or put the hands on the shin. Now the head should be not straining. So you can look forward or look up. If it feels good for you. 1 full breath. And exhale. And lifting, come back up. Both feet forward. This time let's do the other side. Right toe at a 45-degree angle. Left toe pointing to the back of the room. Arms strongly engaged. Inhaling and exhaling. Stretching the body towards the left side. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And come down to where your hand lands. And slowly come back up. Toes pointing forward. Hands to the hips. And inhale, come back to the top of the mat. Now this time, Let's do another chair pose and come to seated position. Inhaling, arms up, bending the legs. Now this time we're not gonna hold, just move the body down closer to the mat as we move to a yogi squat in Malasana. Hands to prayer position at the center of the heart and sit on your mat. And we'll do both poses. So strongly engage your core and lift the legs up, shin parallel with your arms, palms facing to the ceiling. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3. And slowly plant the feet down. And let's come to lying position. Now keeping the legs bent, try to grab hold of the ankles. Pay attention to your knees. Don't splay them apart like this. Actively engage the legs so that your knees are pointing towards the ceiling and they're moving like a railroad track. They're parallel to each other. Now holding your ankles. Inhaling, move the shoulders towards each other as you lift the body up. Keep space between your chin and your chest and don't move your head around. Just keep looking at the ceiling. Just pay attention to my voice and my cues. And exhaling, moving down. Now gently walk the feet a little bit farther from your seat. And on your inhale, shift the hips to the right side and gently let the knees fall to the left, opening your arms to the side. Right arm opening to the side, turn your head opposite. And come back to center. Arms to the side. In your inhale, shifting the hips to the left side. And letting the knees drop to the right. Look to the opposite side. And come back to center. Now let's try to work on our core a little bit. Now lift the legs up to 90 degrees. Keeping the shoulders flat down on the mat. Actively engaging the core. Suck the belly in. Keep the toes flexed. If you have a difficulty raising your leg, you can use a towel or a strap and loop it around your legs. Now inhaling and exhaling, moving the legs to 30 degrees. And hold. And inhale, come back up. And exhale. One more time. Now this time we're going to go lower. Inhale. And exhale. Moving the feet. Keeping the feet together. Move it as slow as 10 or 20 degrees. Close to the floor. Engage your core. Inhale. Come back up. Whew, that's challenging. And this time, inhale. Just move it around 60 degrees. Keeping the core engaged. Low back, flat on the mat. And inhaling, come back up. One more round. Inhale. And exhale, 30 degrees. Inhale, come back to 90 degrees. Inhale and exhale, 10 degrees. almost just hovering off the floor. And inhale, come back up 90 degrees. And exhaling 60 degrees. And slowly move the legs down, flat on the mat. It's a good job we've done so far, and you've been strong. Awesome. Now this time we're gonna relax to Savasana. Congratulate ourselves for all the hard work we've done. Such a great way to seize the day, to start moving the body, focusing on the breath. It's a meditative movement for the body and the mind. So let the legs just open slightly to the side. Let it fall gently to the side, opening the toes, opening the hands. Feel that your shoulders are firmly rooted on the mat, palms up facing the ceiling. And close your eyes. Scan your body where there is more soreness, where there is more tightness. Perhaps you've been holding so much tension in a particular pose that we did. Send your breath there. When you inhale, think of that part of the body. The breath is a nurturing media for our body. When we breathe, we always tell ourselves that we are safe, that we are alive, that we are moving. So when you're in a stressful position, a stressful situation in life, remember to come back to your breath. Breathe in and exhale the stress, exhale the tension. One breath in, 2 counts of breath on the exhale. One big breath in and exhale for 2 counts. ready, just wiggle your toes. Put your right hand on top of your belly and the left hand on top of the chest. Just tuning into your breathing. Checking in with yourself. How do you feel now compared to when we began? Feel the rise and fall of your belly. Now slowly turn to the left, and keeping your hands bent. Use your left arm as a pillow. And slowly make your way up to seated position. In seated position, close your eyes. Gently relax your hands on top of your thighs. Dip the chin close to the chest. Now breathe in for 3 counts. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. And again on your own, inhale. Exhale. Last round. And exhale. Now slowly open your eyes, looking down on the floor, lifting the chin. Big breath in. Now say your affirmation to yourself. Thank yourself. Set your frame of mind to whatever you need for today. That you're going to beat through this day. That you're going to make this day count. And you're happy to be alive. Open your eyes. I honor your presence. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste. Bye.